Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, we're here to talk about the first event for the month long of April, which ironically is starting on March 31st and not in April. Anyways, it's called Angel's Army, and this video will tell you exactly what you need to do to complete all of this completely free to play, or as much as you're able to do anyways, to get that event item. And we're going to be doing a quick recap about what's going on for the month of April and then getting to the math. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. Okay, so I want to bring us to the Royal Soldier April month-long new table chart that some of you guys are used to seeing when I do recaps at the beginning of each event video. So this is going to be for the Union Jack character release, and you're going to be, it's another 750, we're going back to the 750k, and he's got 130 shards maximum in the milestone. Now this is different than when we had Titania in February, because she had orbs. So we're going away from orbs again. They seem to go back and forth from, you know, doing the orbs and not doing the orbs, and now we're at 130 shards. Now the reason for this is because there's also going to be another event, which we're going to be covering next week sometime, which is going to give you the other shards, I think, to make up for that, to get them unlocked earlier on, and also towards a total of, I guess, 180 shards or something. So 130 if you complete this, with additional shards available in the other milestones. Victory flags is the new currency, and this is just what we know so far. So these are the burst items, the items that you get for burst points, which is going to be for the upcoming events. And then, of course, we have the events themselves. To note, though, is we're, at least for alliance-based events, we're coming back to coordinated assault. This is happening only once, though, and then we have two versions of what's called Masters of Judgment. That sounds like a Cosmic Crucible thing, honestly, from what that's kind of what I kind of hear when I say that. And then also Spoils of War, which sounds like an Alliance War-based event. So these are the new Alliance-based events for the month of April, and then the rest are just, you know, the usual event milestones. So today, we're focused on Angel's Army, though, which is going to get you 14,000 currency, and the Steel Dagger, which is worth 40,000. So about 54,000 currency for the entire event. This one here is a 3-day event. So it's not very long. It's going to start on Friday at 2 p.m. and then run until Monday at 2 p.m. I had to count there. And this involves spending campaign energy and earning Blitz Credits. Now, when you spend the campaign energy, you're getting what's called Reaper Orb Fragments. This is very similar to past events. Honestly, Contagion Corps, insert X event where you just spend campaign energy to get those Orb Fragments. And also, I want to be very clear that the best place to do this is in the new difficulty hard modes. I heard that if you're not level 70 plus and you have to do the other ones, you're not getting the same amount of fragments typically outside of these. So if you are level 70 plus, make sure you're running the Heroes and Villains difficulty hard mode, whatever it is that you're currently farming on chapters 1 to 6. They typically have the same fragment payout on that. Of course, there's new energy usages on chapter 6, so I'm not sure. I would probably avoid that if you can, and do things like chapter 5 and 4. This node's very good because it's got the gold orb fragments, same with the anti-venom one. I do this every single day, so do things like this to get your orb fragments. That's probably the best thing there. Now, before we get too deep into this, 200,000 is the milestone points required for this event, and 53,000 is required for the event item. I do want to really quickly go to the Angel's Army's chart. This is the, because it's not in game right now for me, and what are you getting out of this through the various milestones? We know that basically the last 4, sometimes 5 milestones are whale stones that you're typically not designed to get free to play. But what other things are in here? There's some Viv Vision shards, there's some Psylocke shards and Okoye shards early on. There's some more Viv Vision shards, so 20 total for Viv. You get 10 Black Panther MM, 1 MM. I always mix this up. Anyways, you should be able to get this. Now, when we go a bit further, 10 Nemesis shards. I think that you're going to be able to get this too. And actually, you might even be able to get these 10 Dark Beast shards down here, which is actually at 99,000 points. After that, things get a bit rough, and I don't think these last 4 milestones are really intended to get, which you're not really missing too much. There's some good shards in there, but realistically, you know, it's nothing that you can't get any other time. We had passes for Dark Beast and probably Nemesis too, and he was an event campaign anyways. So if you really need them, then buy an offer. I don't know what to say. You know, you're just typically not getting these last 4 milestones, and that's just how this game works now at this point. But let's go over the math. So you get 7 points for earning a Blitz credit. Oh, sorry, you need 53,000 points to get the event item. And this actually is not very far, because, you know, unless they change things, right? And I don't know if this video is subject to change, but we know that the blog is subject to change, so I guess in actuality that means that this could be subject to change as well. That you get 7 points for earning a Blitz credit with a limit of 75,000, which is a lot, right? Like, that's well over what you need for the event item. In fact, compared to the table, 75,000 will get you almost to milestone 23, which is just before the Nemesis one, without even touching the campaign. So that's good news there. And then it does say down here about the, well, you can't see it, the limits is 75,000 for the Blitz credits. Let's talk about campaign energy first. Now, some people get confused about this. I'm going to make this very clear because some people have commented about this before. What is 288 free-to-play energy? That doesn't mean that you stack your energy to 288. This is your time-based energy. What's the cap right now? 150. So what that means is that I'm assuming people are actually spending their energy. They're logging in twice a day to spend this. That is your 5 minutes per minute. 5 minutes per energy timer. You get 288 per day. Okay, that doesn't mean that it stacks up to 288. I don't know why people are even asking that, but I'm just clarifying that right now. The 240, that's the free energy refreshes that you get 3 times a day at 80 apiece. 480, this is up to your 50 core refreshes or your energy packs or whatever. You can get up to 480 that way. 100 from the web milestone, add that all together, and you get 1108. Now, the fragments that you gain per event has been different from time to time. We have had a range from anywhere from 2 to 3.75 from 1 energy to fragment ratio. And so for the purposes of this, it actually doesn't matter that much because the Blitz credit caps is 75,000, which is well above what you need for the event item. That being said, we can take a look, you know, by changing around how things work. So if it is actually, in fact, 3.7, and actually it's even more than that. This is energy per day. We're getting 2 points per fragment. So that's pretty interesting too. So the formula has to work a certain way. Right. So you would take this 1108 and say, for example, multiply it by 3.75 if that's the top end of the ratio for the fragments, and then multiply that by 2. And then you get 8,310 points daily. It's only a 3-day milestone, though, so if you multiply that by 3, you get almost about 25,000 points just by spending this energy every single day. But do you need to do that? No. And actually, you know, to be honest, I recommend not coring it. That's going to reduce your total amount of points, but if your goal is just to get to the event item, I would actually recommend saving your power cores because there is going to be another event down the line that is going to require the spending of power cores. I think in about a week or so time that there's going to be an event requiring you to spend power cores. And so for that reason, I wouldn't really go balls to the wall on this unless you really have to make up some extra points. So what happens if you don't? At least under the 3.75 figure, it's only about 14,000 points. But that's nothing to worry about if you can make that up through your Blitz credits. So really, I guess at the end of the day, it depends on what your threshold is for blitzing. You know, and we're going to get down to that below here. But anyways, this is the points as it sits for the 3.75. What happens if it is actually on the lowest end? Then we would get times it by 2. You would get less. But even then, it still doesn't make that much big of a difference. So I wouldn't be super concerned about the points that you're getting from the campaign energy unless you are really trying to push some of these extra shards, 10 Nemesis, 10 Dark Beasts, something like this. Otherwise, it's not a lot of shards, and frankly, you know, I just would kind of ignore it. I don't think that the rewards in here are super great to justify even the amount of cores daily. It's like, I don't know what, maybe it is like 600 cores over the course of the event. It's up to you. So I'm just putting it here for you guys. If you guys are interested or not, you can make your own decision about the points. So let's talk about Blitz credits. You can save some of these beforehand, and that's going to help you tremendously in reducing the amount of Blitz that you have to do for this event. So it's a 3-day event, which means that you can get 750 Blitz credits just from your daily objective, which is your Blitz objective. And then the character Blitz, if you save this from the current Dr. Voodoo, which I have. Now, if you have already claimed this, then too bad, so sad, you're not going to get this. I recommended saving this on Friday, and I'm going to try not to click on anything. But yes, all of this stuff here, by now you should know that you need to save your Blitz credits. It happens so frequently. Double check. I actually have an FAQs channel now on my Discord where I typically post, these kind of questions that people ask, should I save my Blitz credits? What should I be saving for next events? You can find them there. It's in my Discord channel at the top of my Marvel Strike Force section. It's called FAQs, MSF FAQs or something like that, where I have posted things like this to save your Dr. Voodoo Blitz credits. If you've already claimed them, nothing you can do about that. But anyways, that's worth a good value amount of points because every Blitz credit is worth 7 points. So 2,610 from the Dr. Voodoo Blitz is going to be worth like 15, 16, 17,000 points, which is a lot if you consider this with the points from the campaign, right? 13,300 is just the amount of points at 2 points. And then, of course, going back to the 3.75, 25,000. So you're actually getting almost as much in the campaign energy section as you would be from just saving your Dr. Voodoo Blitz. Now, the quick rumble, I think this is 0 because I looked at the blog and I looked down and I scrolled down to where they had the new one that's coming out, and there's no Blitz credits in here. This is the milestone section where you typically would claim the Blitz credits. Oh, wait, actually, no, sorry, I'm wrong. No, it is there. I must have missed it for some reason. 500, 1,100, my bad. 1,100, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. I don't remember seeing this when I first looked at it on Friday. Maybe it got changed. Maybe it got stealth changed. Maybe I'm blind. So let's put that. So you're going to save even more on, and so I'll remove that, sorry. You're going to have even more saved, which is great. That means that your blitzing is going to get reduced even more. And this is the total amount of Blitz credits that you typically get from your orbs, which happen on Sunday. So you'll be able to claim this for the event as well. So that's a lot of saved points from Blitz credits because you're getting 7 points per Blitz credit. So it's all of these, which is actually, I just added them all up together and then multiplied it by 7, and you're getting almost 60,000 points just from the stuff that you're saving or you're doing over the course of the event. And that's not really involving a lot of Blitz at that point. So how do you find out what more you need to do in order to, get the additional points? Because that's almost 60K, which means that we have 15K left to gain from points, and 15,360 in fact, actually. And why does that say average? Oh, right, sorry, 105. So the 105 is because you're on average getting 15 credits per Blitz win, but then it's times it by 7 because of the amount of points, which means actually the total amount of Blitz wins that you need over the course of this 3-day event is 146. And that's just to get that 75K limit, which is like, in my opinion, nothing. So the total amount of rotations that you need to do at 40 wins per rotation is just under 4 rotations total, which is just over 1 rotation for the day. Ignore this part because that was with the old thing. 1.2 rotations every single day over the weekend. That's like nothing. Just do 2 rotations a day, once when you log in the morning, once when you log in at night, that kind of thing, and you'll get this done. As long as you're winning about 40 Blitz wins. And this could vary, right? Because sometimes you get a little bit more Blitz credits. You might get lucky. There's some RNG nature into that. So this is a very easy event. There's not a lot of blitzing as long as you have done the savings. If you saved for Dr. Voodoo, that's going to give you a significant value. If you don't, this is what happens, right? So if you did not save your Blitz credits from the Dr. Voodoo milestone, then here you go. Then it's more like 3 rotations a day. So does that improve? Yes, but it's interesting and crazy, actually, how much value that Dr. Voodoo has to the total number. So he's worth 1.5 rotations every single day if you didn't hoard that that. So my apologies to everyone if you didn't manage to do that, but just know for the future that if there's going to be a Blitz credit, earned Blitz credit event, that you need to save those milestones from the Blitzes so that you can claim it when the events go live. So it does make a difference, but nonetheless, if you manage to do all of this, then you're looking at a pretty stress-free weekend in terms of blitzing. Wouldn't be overly concerned about what you end up getting from this, from the orbs, from the campaign energy spending portion. It's not super important, but do what you want with it, and here's the information. You know, if you want to add up that 75k plus this 25k, that'll get you about 100k if you're doing the 4 core refreshes every day, and the 3.75 the ratio. Then that'll get you to the Dark Beast shards over here. Actually, it'll get you the other ones. So that'll get you about to milestone 26, which is where I expected. So not too bad overall, and that's going to be the end of this video, everyone, and happy Angels Army event. Till next time, I'll see you on the blog tomorrow, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.